It's really weird.
Being behind the desk of the owner
I know.
of the company.
I've never been behind the desk.
No.
I've been in front of the desk.
Yes.
Like, remember at the old place where these chairs are pretty close, but
Yeah.
at the old place, it seemed like maybe 10 miles away. It's a good 8 feet.
8 feet.
It's
yeah.
a good 8 feet away from. She's never afraid to derail a meeting that's already derailing. The topic will drift off, we'll get off on tangents, and she'll let us do it for a little while.
Yeah.
But after a while, she's had enough.
Yes.
But she always has a way to get it back on track. She'll come up with the perfect idea.
And it's not in a mean way either.
No,
It's
no.
actually a nice, kind way that she brings us all back into the meeting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's a perfect idea. And,
Yes.
And she like perfectly ties it up with a bow, and then we can go on.
Yeah.
I worked with Karma on the Wichita Chamber Government Relations Committee and on the Kansas Water Authority before joining ISI. Many times I have witnessed Karma manage meetings where participants had different agendas and desired outcomes. She has an innate ability to focus the discussion on the core issue without offending anyone. Karma has a unique sense of allowing debate to take its natural course and then driving resolution in a timely manner. She's a very good listener. Steve Heeger.
Have a plan, be organized, be ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time when she was managing me and Jeff and Joe when Gary was gone, and we were having monthly sales meetings, and she knew that it's early in the time for that, and so Jeff and Joe weren't always prepared ahead of time, and she knew that going in, but she wanted to put that to a stop. So she was going to make an example of the one meeting. We were going in. She turned around to me and she said, "Watch this."
Yeah.
And I remember her lighting those guys up.
Yes. She was just trying to teach them to be prepared.
Exactly. Yeah.
Come,
And she wasn't
come
yelling.
More prepared.
She wouldn't
She just
yell or
didn't
anything
want to
like
waste
that.
her time dealing with all of that stuff.
Yeah. She's got this ability to ask questions. She'll come up with certain questions that you are not prepared for. And so over the years, I worked really hard to try to figure out what she's going to ask. I've been somewhat successful, but then there's always something
that you forget. And she always has something.
There's always one question that you weren't prepared for. Yeah. Marcus started to do that to me too.
So he's learning from Karma too.
So he's learned from Karma too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
When Shelby was on maternity leave with Trevor, I reported to Karma in her absence and had weekly meetings with her. One of the crews had wanted some shirts screen printed, and I was waiting on information from either the crew or the vendor before I submitted. And she told me to stop fiddle-farting around and get the shirts ordered. Jody Porter.
She's never afraid to just jump in and take care of something.
Right.
You're never too important to fix the toilet.
Right. Or jiggle the handle, or replace the toilet paper roll, or pick up that paper on the floor. One time I was getting office supplies, and she said, "Get the guts to the back of the toilet." She said, because that thing needs replaced in the women's bathroom. So I got the stuff, and before I knew it, I turned around and she had it done.
In my interview, she said, "I just want someone to give a shit about the toilet." Office Manager, Jennifer Kolosh.
Anything that she asked you to do, she would have done it herself.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
That's
and how many owners do you see doing that?
Yeah, there's not very many.
There's not very many.
I got there early in the mornings, a lot of times over at the old building when she was doing project work, and she would already be there. I would get there at 6. Sometimes I'd get there earlier, and she would be there. She was always dedicated to her position, her job, everything. She's very dedicated. About the weather.
Oh, yeah, about the weather.
No matter the weather,
yeah,
you should show up, because if Karma could get there, everyone should be able to get there.
Yeah.
So that was her motto.
Several times.
Yeah, she did say that to me. I always knew that when I needed to take off work, I could. And she would be understanding of that.
Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah. Because she had children, and I had children that I needed to, or when my mom and dad got sick. She was always understanding of that.
It makes coming here so much more comfortable.
Yes.
That you've got that kind of support.
Yeah, I'm backing.
Behind you.
Yeah, backing.
It was back in 2001 where we were at a crossroads. This is before we ever had any of the Boeing or Spirit work that we have out there now. We had some, but not the full-time group. And there were some real financial difficulties. There was another owner, so there were some issues with that. And there was a decision on who's going to stay and who's going to go. And luckily for all of us, Carmel and Gary stayed. If they hadn't done that, none of us would be here today. There's no way.
No.
And we lived through the other owner. It just wouldn't happen. And the most interesting thing I thought at the time was that the very next day, the phone started ringing off the hook. And they've actually kept ringing off the hook ever since then.
Yeah.
Some don't recognize how hard it can be to keep everything on point. Specifically, keeping all operations focused and on track, making sure all parts are working together in the same direction. I liken Karma to a symphony conductor. An outstanding conductor knows all the parts and the personalities of the team. She knows when something is out of tune. She knows when things are harmonic and all is good. As a conductor, she listens to the individual and gives advice. Karma will work with you patiently to help you make the hard decisions. However, if necessary, she will make the hard decisions for you. If you ask Karma what she did for ISI, well, she'll tell you, not much. Not so. Karma has done a lot for Team ISI, from ISI's beginning day until this day. We know you will still be part of ISI, but in a different capacity. So Karma Mason, aka our conductor, we thank you for your wisdom, your caring soul, and your unwavering friendship. But no, Karma, we will miss you. We wish you the best in your retirement. Sincerely, ISI Facility Support.
I can't read this part.
I have seen lots of people come and go from this company, but at the end of the day, Karma is going to be one of the hardest people to let go of. Tammy Gonzales.